Talkin Geek, Season 3, Episode 3. I am here. I am your host, Aaron, and this is my co-host, the fantastic Robert.
I am fantastic.
You
I would
are?
agree.
I'm glad you agree to that, and I'm so happy he
It's
does.
a good adjective.
It is.
to
It's a
use.
very good one. It's like you're Mr. Fantastic.
Correct. I can
So-
stretch portions of my body.
Okay, well, we'll say that. I mean, there.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bob.
Wait a minute. Wrong movie, wrong show. We're on a different one today. So, guys, we are here to bring you everything and all things geek. And on today's show, just to give you a quick rundown, we have top videos from the net, Geek World Today, Take My Money, and the videos that came out this week, or coming out this week, I should
Yeah,
say.
and we have a very special edition of the Q&A this week as well. So
We do.
tune in for that one as well.
Exactly, guys. So
I
hopefully
said
y'all
as well
enjoy.
twice in a row.
He did, just
That's
to
kind of a
emphasize
pet
it.
peeve of mine. I don't like it when I do that. So sorry, everyone.
So, we'll just kind of get right to it, I think. So, we have some videos from the net, and this
Yeah.
segment is where we go over videos that we picked out that we thought were hilarious, and hopefully you will too. And just kind of go over them, give you a little glimpse of them, and of course you can go watch the full video in the comments below.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Do we want to start with? I guess we can start with mine. Start with
Sure.
that one.
Yeah.
Because Aaron comes before anything.
Right. You
Double
you
A.
literally every time we go, you're like, we'll start with mine. Egotist right here.
Hi, my name is Ego. I'm the living planet. I'm gonna go with that. So.
Your planet's polluted, man.
I've been trying to get everybody off of it. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
No.
You've been trying to get everybody
So-
off on the planet?
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Hang on. No,
Alright.
I want them
That's
to go
what I
away. I want to get out of here. So my video though,
Yes.
it's from TikTok, and I showed it to you,
Yes.
and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So we're gonna play a little clip for you, and then of course, if you like the full video, go check it below. But it'll play now.
Babe, help! Help! My ankle! Babe, please help! Help!
Okay. So you liked it, right? I loved it.
Yeah,
thought
I mean,
funny.
it was one of those videos where it's like, as I was watching, I was like, I know exactly what's going to happen here, and then exactly what I thought was going to happen happened.
It does.
But it was still funny.
It is.
Like I still
It's-
enjoyed it.
Just seeing it play out still.
Yeah.
But like, I think like you said, how did she get it up there first?
Yeah, I have no idea how the beginning of the video happened, and,
Yeah.
and I'm guessing that this is like something that's. It seems like this is like a challenge that people have done. So maybe there's a video out there of how to do that, and whatever. I'm not really that curious about it because it's more fun just to see what happens. So.
Exactly. But your video, I loved your
Yeah.
video.
I mean, I came across this just reading an article, and so it's a fun video. This is not actually none of the footage was taken from the old Marvel TV shows. It's just the guy that does this channel on YouTube. He actually I think it was him and his brother hand drew everything, making it
Oh my
look like
gosh.
the old TV show.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a parody on Avengers Endgame. So check out this clip.
On Avengers headquarters, defeated our heroes grieved the loss of half the universe.
I can't believe that we lost. My arrows for once, they were useless.
We were powerless to stop him. It reminds me of the time I lost what I love most, Bucky.
Say what?
I'll say one thing. If I could return to that day and have a second chance.
Of course, that's it. A time machine. If only I was drunk enough to make one.
So
loved it.
what do you think?
I loved it. I thought it was hilarious when you showed it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, okay, where did they go with this? And I'm watching like, wow. Okay.
It's
And
so
just-
ridiculous.
it is so overly over the top ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I love how it does look like the old 60s and 70s cartoons. I was
It
like,
really does, yeah.
okay, they did a good job.
And some of the animation, where they're going through, the time where they're twisting through. That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the ancient one and the Hulk scene. I think is my favorite one.
I don't know. I liked how he's like, I remember when I lost something. And he's holding a picture of Bucky.
The most important thing to me.
Yes.
And then the way it ends. The way it ends is also great too.
Snap.
So, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was pretty good. So I enjoyed that one.
That one was funny. And then your wife sent us one to post as well. And I thought that
Yes.
one was funny with Jerry.
Yeah, it was a quick, short video. It's 15 seconds of, I think, is a duck?
It's a duck.
I think just terrorizing someone. So check that out.
Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Kill Alex! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Good blood! Jerry! Good blood!
Okay, and like we said, I probably, depending on how long that was, you may have seen the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's only like
it's
15
not a
seconds,
long
so-
video. But you should still click on the link and give them a view and a like if you
Yeah,
like it.
Exactly.
But yeah, just a poor young woman being
Get her,
terrorized by a
Jerry!
duck.
Jerry, get her! Kill her, Jerry! I loved
So
it.
mean.
It was, and the duck's. I don't know if the duck's just trying to be her friend, really, because it doesn't look like he's attacking.
Yeah, it's not a geese.
Yes.
Geese are assholes.
Are they?
Language.
Language.
Yeah.
The one time you
I
say
know.
something, I wasn't even ready.
No, but they totally are. Like geese are the worst.
Language.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't mean to hit it.
Yeah,
that time
good
either.
job.
I was just hovering over it.
Geese are just the worst. They just they'll attack you for no reason. They'll chase you. Like, not a fan of geese. But ducks.
I've
they're
never
fine.
been around enough geese to know if they're going to attack me.
Yeah, they're the worst.
I've only been on ducks, and they usually just quack, 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 and
Yeah,
then walk
ducks
off.
are fine. But apparently, if you're a duck named Jerry and your owner sicks you on people,
That's a problem right there, I guess. Yeah.
So.
So, well, those were the videos. Definitely check them out, guys. And
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed them. And like I said, go check out the full videos below in the comments. You know, we do post links to everything, so you can check those out.
yeah, let them know Get Your Geek On sent you.
Exactly. I hate you, Robert. By
Why?
the way, I'm
What'd I
just telling
do?
you. Well, we come back. You know,
Oh,
just
okay.
saying. You know, I don't like you.
I mean,
He claps when I clap. I'm just letting you know, guys. I have to edit all this. He claps when I clap every
right?
time.
Because like I'm applauding you.
Oh, you're applauding me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm trying to set everything up, especially for.
Shut up and take my money.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
So this is our segment, Take My Money, guys. And here we talk about stuff that we found around the net that, you know, we thought was cool that you should buy. And
Correct.
Hopefully you will. You
Yeah.
know? And
Even though we don't get any sort of money from this, so
No.
it's not like buy this and we get a percentage. No, I mean we
no, but that means we truly love these items.
That's
and
true.
we want you to get them.
absolutely.
So, you know, that's always fun. Now, since I always go first,
That's
Robert
true.
said. except for
Literally,
you
you
go
do
first.
always go first. That's not just me. Like there's video evidence that you always go first.
I can edit this and you'll never have happened.
Sure.
I am the editor, but it is your turn to go first. I think, at
Yeah.
this point.
Okay. So, as if you are a regular watcher of this show, you know that I'm a Star Wars nerd and geek.
I don't
And
get that.
yeah, I mean that's fine because I get it, and so do everyone else because it's like the most popular brand in the world.
Starship Troopers.
No. I came across something and I kind of have some fun with it. So if you are into Han Solo being frozen in carbonite, you can go check out this ice cube tray in the shape of Han Solo being frozen in carbonite, which I think is pretty funny.
Yeah, I actually get that one.
And then you can, as like you drink your drink, he'll thaw out a little bit. And it's almost like you're thawing him out in Return of the Jedi, So it's you get the best of both worlds. You get to freeze him in Empire and thaw him out in Return of the Jedi. So there you
Just
go.
got to wait a movie or so, but you don't have to wait that long. Now
Yeah,
you
that's
just-
true.
But then you're drinking them. Isn't that like cannibalism at that point?
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Although if you like drink fast enough and he's still solid, you can like bite his head off. Because people like to chew on ice. So.
That would hurt though, because like looking at these things, they're like a little like block. I mean, that would kind of hurt.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's that thick though. I mean, you should be able to.
mean,
Even in the carbonite is, it's a skinny carbonite,
true.
So yeah.
That is true.
Anyways, but if you like ice, and you like Han Solo, you can get
Definitely
Han
get
Solo
it.
ice.
It's cool, and hopefully the link for that will be below, and he hasn't sold out yet, so you can check that one out.
There you go.
Your wife sent something as well, of course,
Right.
Kristen. Hers is a little funnier to me because it's Pokemon related,
Right.
and I love Pokemon. It's an 8.8 pound.
I know like
31
3
inch.
things from Pokemon, so play that. I don't get that thing for me.
I don't get that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't know anything about it.
I don't
I mean,
get that.
I know like 3. I know like Charizard, and I know Pikachu. And then I saw the Detective Pikachu movie, which I thought was really funny and clever. And I'm sure that
Good.
there was
You saw that.
and I'm sure that there was like 50 references in there that are for the hardcore know,
I mean,
Pokemon
yeah.
fans, and I was like, I don't get any of these. But like,
It's a
you
good
know,
movie though.
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
You know, that's another one I knew before the movie came out, and I think that was it.
Wow. So you don't
So-
know Psyduck?
I mean, not until the movie came out, because
Not
he
until
is a
that one.
character
Okay.
in the
Oh,
movie.
that's right. Yeah, he is in the movie.
And like
So,
he,
yeah.
you know, like there's that whole subplot of him like don't make him upset or sad or something because eventually he's gonna explode, which he does.
He does.
And yeah, I liked that in the movie.
Well, your wife wanted, I think, the 8.8 pound, 31-inch Psyduck. It's a pillow.
Okay.
It's a giant-sized pillow essentially that's in
Perfect.
Japan. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about buying it. So she, you're like, oh, it's overseas. I can't buy it.
Oh,
You know?
okay. Yeah, yeah,
Go with
yeah.
that.
Is it
Trying to
gonna
help you.
explode?
Maybe. I mean, it might.
I hope
Who
not.
knows? The insurance up to date. It's going to have you send your policy over just to make sure it's up to date and everything when
Okay.
you buy it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's cool. It's like huge. I mean, what is it? 8.8 pounds and 31 inches. That's like, what, 3 feet almost?
2.5 feet. about,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge sized pillow.
It's a big pillow
So, I think it's cool. So, definitely
in
check
the
that
shape
one out.
of a duck.
Psyduck. So,
Right.
it's yellow.
She's duck related
And
this
it's
week.
holding its head.
Her
'cause he's
video
like,
was a duck
oh
thing.
my God, it was. I didn't even think of
Pillow's
that.
duck.
It's a duck.
Mother ducker. Yeah, you can't play the language
Nope.
one on that one because I
Nope.
know.
So that was fun though. I like it. I saw it actually before she did too, and I was going to use it, and then she used it. I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll move on to the next item I like.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, which is something that if you know the N64, you know that sound, which is a thwomp. Which Robert didn't know what a thwomp was, which made me sad, and I cried.
I
a
didn't know
little
it was
bit.
called a thwomp. As soon as
Okay.
you showed me the picture, I was like, oh, I recognize
okay.
that. I
As
just
long
didn't
as
know
you
it was
knew.
called a thwomp.
Yeah, they all have names. He's very sensitive
I'm
about his
sure
name.
they have names. That doesn't mean I know them all.
He's sad now. He's somewhere. He's crying.
Who, Mario?
Maybe Mario. I meant the
It's
thwomp.
me, Mario.
But this one is, I believe it's a 13-inch one. It was a thwomp cushion pillow. So
You guys are into your pillows this week.
right, I think we're just all tired.
That's probably
so
true.
she's just gonna cuddle with this, and you know what? She always has a migraine, so you know she cuddles with her migraine
I mean, not
Psyduck
always, but sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And I cuddle with a thwomp that falls on your head and annoys people. So I mean that fits the bill.
That's on brand.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I just fall on people's head and annoy them. So it works perfectly to me. So guys, definitely check those out. Again, the links for the items are below.
Yeah.
So check those out, and you get a pillow apparently. I mean, that's, you know what? First we have ice for our drink before we go to bed.
There you go.
You know, so nice ice.
Shut up and
drink.
take my money.
Exactly. But I hope you all enjoyed that, guys. Definitely check that out more.
For sure.
Okay, guys, and you know, continuing everything that we're doing, we got Geek World today. all your
today.
Oh, I love it. I love when you do that.
That's the first time I've ever done it, so.
I still love it.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, guys, you know, we thought we'd bring you a lot of the news, of course. This is like our regular segment for the show. We bring you news to talk about
Yeah.
everything that's going around in the geek culture, geek universe, is, you know, we would say here. So, a lot of things happened last week, and especially even
Yep.
like when we aired our show last Tuesday, some stuff happened. So,
Mhm.
I figured we start off by something we talked about last episode.
Yeah, I think we
Which-
talked about it for like 2 episodes running.
Yeah, technically, yeah, I think you're right.
Yep.
And then I had to do the math, but we were right. The PS5 reveal event did happen.
Yep.
And a lot of news came from it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not a big gamer, but you just
No.
yelled at me off camera.
I did because you were like, you don't know anything about this, and I'm like, no, I actually do because we talk about this stuff on the show. Like I do my research. All right, I'm not the worst. So yeah, no, I saw the reveal and some of the specs and some of the games they
Yes.
announced it. A Miles Morales Spider-Man, which I know he's not your Spider-Man because you're
He's not.
racist. I mean because you like Peter
What
Parker.
the-
I mean because you like Peter Parker.
You know,
Just gonna
No.
throw that one in there.
no, you're good. I think my problem, and
Just
this
messing
is,
with you.
you know, talking about Spider-Man real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
My problem is, of course, I just don't like that they're jumping straight to Miles in the second game, essentially in this story arc, where we have so much like story.
Well, didn't they
from
announce
Peter.
that it's not like a direct sequel, like it's not necessarily interconnected?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be connected.
Yeah.
But if you play the first one, you play as Miles in the first one.
Oh, do you?
Before you get his powers, so you get to see his dad die. You actually go through that whole thing because
Interesting.
Negative Man is bombing the area. Spoiler if you never played the game. Bombs the little area his dad in as his dad
Yeah.
dies. And it kind of leads into that he is going to take up the mantle of Spider-Man by
Okay.
the end of the game.
Hmm.
So to me, it is connected. But like if they're saying it's not, I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
I
Maybe they're
guess we'll
trying
have
to
to
say
see.
it's but I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for it. It looks cool. Like it's one of my
Sure.
favorite ones that came
Sure.
out. That I'm like, it looks beautiful. I won't deny that.
Yeah.
So,
But the PS5, you know, a lot of people have been making fun of its look this week. Which and I mean, like, what's the Xbox? The new Xbox is just a big box,
it's
which I guess that's
mini
on brand
refrigerator.
because it's just an Xbox, so it's a box. Here you go.
You get what you pay for. I mean, come on.
But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, whatever. I don't care what it looks like. I don't
Yeah.
know that it matters what it looks like.
Well, the only thing I've heard from some gamers that I talk to is that they're worried about the ventilation for some reason, but I've never heard Sony ever having issues with, like, Xbox. Let's face it, Xbox had issues
Sure.
with 360 on that.
Yeah.
But I've never heard anyone say, "Oh yeah, my PS4 overheated" or "My PS3 overheated." I've never
Yeah,
heard that.
it's-
So why bother?
I mean, the only time that I've heard that is when people are like storing it in a place where it's going to
Exactly.
overheat. But like the same thing would happen if you had like a Blu-ray player in that place. Like it's going to overheat.
Exactly.
So yeah, as long as you have it set up, you know, on a shelf or in an area where it can, you know, get air behind it and everything like that, I don't see that there's going to be a problem with it.
I don't either.
You know, obviously it's, you know, now that the specs are out on both, you can compare and contrast and see this one's got more storage. Maybe this one operates at a higher video quality or, you know, different, you know, refresh rates and things like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, again, we've talked about it before. I'm not going to be the person buying this day one. But, you know, it looks like it's got a lot of stuff on it.
The only thing that makes me want to buy it on day one, did you see the Spider-Man version of it? It was solid black with red on it. So they released the controllers and they released how it looks. So
Yep.
the look, if you haven't noticed, is completely different than what everyone was speculating based upon some leaked information months ago. The controller kind of looks like the PS3 and 4, more the
Yeah.
PS4 obviously
Yeah,
because
yeah,
of the touchpad. But it's upgraded. It looks a little bit sleeker to me. But I think the big joke is it looks like a router. But
The actual console.
the actual console looks like a router.
Sure.
But the black one still looks like a router, but it has, instead of the white, it's all black. And I guess the accents of it are
Like the
all
trim?
red. Yeah,
Yeah.
are all bright red for Miles. And then
Nice.
it has Miles' spider on the touchpad on the actual
I like that
controller.
spider.
I do like,
Like
that. I do love.
Yeah, it's a cool logo. So
It really is. So, and now I'm glad you got watch it, though, because that's cool that you got to see, like, Ratchet
Yeah.
and Clank and other games that are coming out. Well, one thing that no one heard, and this was a big, like, I noticed this was a big deal for people, the price point. The price point hasn't truly been mentioned.
right, no, neither Sony nor Microsoft.
No.
Like, and it's like it's almost like they're like in a stare down, like to see who's gonna blink first.
It is.
so that the other one can come in underneath it.
It really is.
But yeah, I did see that there was an article out from a Sony spokesperson, I believe, and he kind of danced around it. He talked about how, you know, they want to make sure that it's you know, the right price for the value you're getting and that kind of thing. And I think without having said it explicitly, I think they're thinking back to like the PS3, I think it was, which they like
so.
retailed for $600 and like nobody bought it. It was like the worst
Yes, that was the
launch in
tweet.
history. And so I think, you know, there's been a lot of speculation that it would be $700. I don't think it's going to be quite that expensive. A lot of what has now been coming out is possibly as low as like $500 or really $499.
Yeah.
And you know, I think part of that is they're going to avoid like the plague, anything that costs $599.
Oh, yeah.
because of the PS3.
Oh,
they're
God,
not going to
yeah.
price anything at that point ever again. But yeah, I mean, I think that you know, it could come in around $500, or I mean, it could be more. We don't know.
It could be, yeah. I mean, it feels like you're right. Like Microsoft and them and PlayStation are both having that stare down of who's going to give in first, who's going to say their price point first, and then the other one's going to think, can we sell ours just a little bit under and still not lose too much money? If you know anything about console wars, essentially the only console that was actually making a profit on its first sales was Nintendo Wii, and I was only making $15 for every unit they sold.
Right.
And normally they actually do take a loss every time.
Sure.
Because they make the money on the video games and they make it on the online services and all of that too.
Yeah.
So that's where their bread and butter is essentially. So it's going to be interesting to see who finally does give in, and then if the other one is going to, like you said, going to try to undercut them, even if it's $50, people might say, well, that's a big difference to them.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I feel like at this point, you know, people are kind of baked in. Like if you're an Xbox guy, you're an Xbox guy. If you're a PlayStation guy, you're a PlayStation guy. And what gets people to purchase the other one is usually a specific game.
Yeah.
You know, like even for me, I had an Xbox 360, and I had an Xbox 360 for a long time, and I liked the Xbox 360. I didn't have a problem with it, and that was actually the first console I ever owned, because growing up, we did not own consoles in my house. That was not a thing. Like, I had played, Sega Genesis and all the Nintendos and, PlayStation 2, all that stuff. But I never owned one. Xbox 360 was the first one I owned. And the reason I now own a PlayStation 4 is because I wanted a Blu-ray player.
Right.
And Star Wars Battlefront had come out, and I wanted that game, and it was on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And so I bought the PS4, and that game is terrible.
I'm sorry.
It's one of the worst games I've ever played.
It really is.
But, I still have my PS4, and it's still working just fine.
Yeah.
And I won't get rid of it until I, need a PS5.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Or my wife decides that she wants the new Xbox.
She wants a mini fridge, or does she want a router?
Yeah, I don't know. Both. So,
in the end, it's going to be both.
Yeah,
that's what happens. So, it's interesting. A lot of stuff that's come out of this so far, the memes, all the different, ways that they make the PlayStation look, like the Kaiba one, the Pokemon ones they've made so far. I think my favorite one was someone actually did put a router and put 2 pieces of paper towels on the side, and it says, "Look, I already got the PS5."
Yeah, I saw that.
That was probably my favorite one. But as for the games, I do want to say the games do look beautiful.
Yeah.
I got to see some of the gameplay for
You'd expect them to.
Yeah. You never know, though. If they had bad games, though, that would suck.
I feel like, just like, I feel like the gaming industry is even better than the movie industry at, like, cutting together interesting looking clips.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with movies, like, sometimes you're watching a trailer and you're like, wow, that looks terrible. And then it is terrible.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you're like, that looks terrible. And then you go see it and it's actually good. Or, what happens more frequently than anything else is to be like, wow, that trailer looks really good. And then you go see the movie and it's crap.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with games, I feel like that's all the time. It's like the trailer looks beautiful and they're, like the gameplay looks smooth and all that stuff. And then you actually get it and you realize, like, oh, that was just a straight up lie.
Yeah. It got to the point a few years ago, I don't know if you noticed this, people actually were trying to sue the game industry because they did that.
Yeah.
So now they have to put in the trailers. I didn't see it.
Not actual gameplay.
Or beta footage or alpha.
Right.
All or pre-rendered. It's just like, oh, now I know. Now is this even in the game? Is it not?
Right.
So
they just spend a ton of money to put together a 1.5-minute marketing clip.
Oh yeah, exactly. And they bait you in, and then it's like, oh well, shit, I'm already baited in.
Yep.
Oh, hold on,
Language.
gotta do that for myself. Dang
That's
it.
true.
So guys, definitely take a look. It does look sleek. I will give it that. It looks cool. It has that little futuristic tone to me. As Robert said, a lot of the specs have been revealed, which you probably have seen those by now. And of course, there should be an image right here somewhere. So you've probably seen all those.
Yep.
Compare what you think is going to be better: the mini fridge, the router, Xbox,
Yeah,
PlayStation.
and they are different in some areas. They're the same in others.
Yeah.
And okay, this one's a little bit better here. I don't think the difference is going to be major.
No.
So I don't think the spec difference is what's going to drive people. It's going to be the games. It's going to be what they're already a fan of. What's baked in, and then maybe the price point if it's significantly different, but usually they come in pretty close.
They're probably going to come in close. I think you're right. I think it's going to be about that $450 to $499 range.
Yeah.
So at that point though, is that $50 cut going to be enough? Like if Xbox says, hey, we're going to be $49, is PlayStation say, okay, well $450, we'll undercut them. I don't know if that's going to be a big enough difference for me to sway one way or the other.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see where it goes because, like I said, the games do look nice. The system, the console itself looks nice. And of course, me being a gamer, I'm going to buy both eventually. So it's just who has the first game that comes out that catches my eye. That's what it's going to come down to, and maybe it comes down for you as well. But let us know in the comments below what you think. What did you think of it? Did you have a favorite meme, a favorite game that they showed off? There was a lot of stuff with Dead Space 2. The director for Dead Space commented. He was there, talked about his new games and stuff. So check all of that out, guys. I definitely recommend that. The other thing, some sad news.
Yeah.
I can't say names, so Robert says the names, and he timed this perfectly.
Yeah, Denny O'Neil, who was a writer on Batman comics for a long time. I wrote some iconic storylines and things like that. Has passed away at the age, I think, of 81.
Yes, 81.
So seemed to live a pretty long, full life. But anybody taking is tragedy. Take it too soon. So hopefully condolences out to his family and friends, and to all of us Batman fans that are mourning the loss of a Batman writer.
Yeah, exactly. Do thank you, Denny, for all those years of writing Batman. I know I bash Batman. I don't give Robert crap for it, but I truly do love the writing. I'm a big on the writing side of it, so it is sad.
Yeah.
But hopefully everything's okay, and like you said, hopefully the family's doing good. But on a happier note,
Yeah.
I have no idea, so I don't
get that.
I don't get this.
Okay.
But Star Wars map, what's going on?
Yeah. So there was a book that's coming out. It's like a guide to Batu or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's what you had said.
And it's a new Star Wars book that's going to be coming out, and revealed in the book is a map of the Star Wars galaxy, with there's for a long time there's core systems like Coruscant,
Okay.
which is where the Imperial Senate was, or the Republic Senate before that. That was the base of the Republic, and then there's like the Outer Rim, which included places like Tatooine and other things like that. There's the unknown regions, which include some of the places we went to in Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, and other places.
He sounds so
other
happy
things
when he
like
says that.
Yeah, I just absolutely loved that portion of the movie. But anyways, so it's basically just a map of the galaxy, and it's like a simple like 2D map. It's not like but it's just kind of like you can see, okay, here's the core, and then here's the next set, and you can see where those different planets are located in relation to one another, and it's got a bunch of basically all the planets that have been mentioned in any of the movies, and any of the comics, and any of the TV shows like The Mandalorian, in Clone Wars, Rebels, all of those things, the books. So it seems to be fairly comprehensive, that it's got all of that, and so this is really the first time that we've gotten that type of information from Lucasfilm that's official. Like this is the canon location of all of these planets and where they're located, and so it's kind of cool. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I'm already trying to figure out how am I gonna get a poster size map of the Star Wars galaxy to have somewhere in my house.
I mean,
but
give it like a week after this book comes out, you'll find it and be able to put it
oh,
somewhere.
I'm sure. I'm more, how am I gonna get one in my house? Not like how is it gonna exist? Like
where's it gonna go?
Who am I going to get to give this to me as a present?
Father's Day's coming up, your birthday,
Yeah.
Christmas.
So yeah, and where am I gonna hang it up? We have kind of a geek room.
Hang it over the
with
like
some Star Wars
stairwell.
stuff in there.
When you come in, you're like entering.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you
Actually, I was thinking, like when you walk in the door, it could like trigger like motion sensor, whereas like it'll drop from the ceiling, a light will shine on it. You'll get like the Star Wars theme music will play. Like that's kind of what I'm envisioning. So I'm sure that won't cost
Not at all.
inordinate amount of money
Not
or
at
anything.
all. Not at all.
Oh, thank you, studio audience. I'm glad that they find me funny as
They
well.
do. They
That's
do.
like 30 seconds after I made the joke.
I have to switch banks, so they were asleep for a second. They were taking a nap.
I
and,
see.
They just
And my joke roused them from their sleep
Exactly.
directly into laughter.
exactly.
Cool.
I mean, what did you want them to do? Like sing a song and dance or something?
I don't know. Maybe they just they could clap.
Maybe.
Yeah.
People march really.
The Imperial symbol just kind of drops down.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Like a flag unrolls. Like
Yeah.
Flag and roll.
Absolutely. I mean, and
That's terrible.
I just imagine every time I'm walking through my doorway, I imagine I'm Darth Vader at the beginning of A New Hope, where like the stormtroopers have come and they've shot all of the rebel soldiers, and then he just steps through like, check me out. I'm Darth
I feel
Vader.
like what we should go do at your place is like put, those like window cling things on your floor, on your tile of the
Yeah.
dead soldiers,
Uh-huh.
and just put like 2 stormtroopers,
Perfect.
like
Cutouts,
or
yeah.
just like the toys, those tall toys,
Uh-huh.
and just put them right there when you walk in, so you can just walk in like that.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
just
your
like-
motion sensor senses like sets that off.
It's perfect.
When he comes down the stairs, the music plays every time.
Dun, 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 dun,
But I'm telling you, I put those window clings there, like just the dead soldier like that.
Yeah.
All those like ones that the rebel
Perfect.
soldiers.
Perfect. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm on board for this.
All right, we just got to clear up with your wife.
Oh no, just do it.
Just do it. Okay.
Yeah,
We'll just show
it's
up one day. We're gonna.
It's cool. She didn't watch this show anyway, so it's fine.
She does it. It's a sad thing. She don't watch it. We're just gonna show up.
behind you with the cape. It's kinda like
Perfect.
Elizabeth just comes out. Just she goes like that to your cape to help you.
I'm on board.
So we'll show up at your house at 8:30 tomorrow, and we're gonna lay all these little things out for you. All right?
Perfect,
All right,
yeah.
cool.
8:30
So-
a.m.
No, I'm still working out at that
Okay.
point. I gotta lose this weight.
I just want to make sure I like my sleep. So.
Yeah, we gotta sleep, and some of us gotta like try to lose weight to find women. So
No,
I
I didn't do that.
I have to do that. Look at my.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Language.
I can't say the word, so I'll cut myself off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it's be cool. The book sounds cool. Like it's nice to see something like that to get more about the Star Wars universe that's not Skywalker, because that's all I care about.
Well, I mean, most of those planets Skywalkers have been
Shush.
to.
We don't talk about that. I don't want to hear that part.
So
So
everything's Skywalker in Star Wars.
this is the Skywalker galaxy next to the Leia galaxy next to the Luke galaxy. Oh, okay, cool. Asses. I mean, the Kardashians of Star Wars. Terrible.
Except
So-
that they actually do meaningful things.
I mean, that's true. That is
So-
true, I guess. I mean, y'all know that. I don't know.
I mean, when they go through transgendering from human to robot.
Well,
Human to robot.
Anakin
Oh.
is
Anaconda
Anakin
don't
is the
want
chosen
none.
one, and he brings balance to the Force. And then they made another entire sequel trilogy, which kind of just threw that away.
Yeah,
Makes a whole lot of sense.
perfect sense.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on to Black Panther 2 news.
Black Panther.
I don't know.
Forever. I love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's okay. Maybe.
No, I love it.
I don't know.
I don't care what you
But-
think. I love it.
It's okay.
That's
But
my favorite superhero movie of that year, which included Avengers: Infinity War.
we don't talk to you now.
That's fine.
So, but are you happy about who they might be casting in that movie?
Okay, so yes and no.
Okay,
Right, because
so-
the story is that Beyonce is possibly going to appear in Black Panther 2. I'm
Maybe.
fine with that. I like Beyonce. I think she's a moderately talented actress. I don't think she's like amazing. Like
think I've seen her
here's
in
an
anything.
Oscar. I mean, she was in like Austin Powers, and she was fine in that. She's been in a couple other things. I think she's fine as an actress. What I don't want to see is like a lot of the fan rumors. I don't think that this has been reported or anything. It's just the rumor is that
Yeah.
she could possibly be playing Storm. And part of that is obviously Storm and Black Panther, T'Challa in the comics, are married at one point. They certainly have a relationship. They're both, from Africa, which, is kind of a little bit like, you're from the same continent, you must love one another. It's like, that's really dumb.
Okay, so that's not why they got married. But
No,
okay.
but I mean, it's just kind of like it feels like that was like somewhere in a pitch meeting. They were like, well, we need to find a love interest for Black Panther. Who else is from Africa? Storm is. I was, okay, fine. But anyways, like he already has the love interest in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Played by Lupita Nyong'o. And I really like their chemistry. I really like that character. And I think that worked really well. And I also, as much as I don't think Beyonce is right for Storm, because I want like an actress for Storm.
Yeah.
Like Beyonce is fine and she could, be a small character, but like Storm, I would expect is going to be a character that's going to be in multiple movies. She's going to be, along for the ride. I mean, in the comics, she at one point, kind of is the leader of the X-Men. And so you really need somebody with a lot of presence and screen presence and
She needs
power.
to dominate every scene she's in.
And Beyonce certainly has the it factor, if you will. I mean, she's, Destiny's Child is Beyonce and other people. So like Beyonce has that stage presence, if you will. But I haven't really seen that translate in movies yet. And I'm just not sure that I want Beyonce as Storm. If it happens, I will root for her and hope that she, gives us the Storm that we want. But I think Storm is a really interesting character, and I think that unfortunately she hasn't gotten her due in a lot of the X-Men movies. The original trilogy with Halle Berry, it's kind of hit or miss with the Storm character. And then, in the newer ones, and I can't remember the actress's name, but in both Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix, yeah.
That character is kind of just doesn't get much to do.
No.
And so I'm all for introducing a new Storm. I'm all for Beyonce in Black Panther 2.
Mhm.
I'm just not sure I want those to be the same person. So that was a
Yeah.
long rant. I guess now I'll let you talk.
I mean, I really have no like I have nothing to connect her to because I don't remember any of the movies she's ever been in.
Yep.
Like you said, you know her music, which is she a good singer? Yeah, she's a great
Sure.
singer. But like you said,
Storm
does
is
that-
well known for singing.
Oh, she is. She does karaoke nights every time at Wakanda. You know, she goes there, and then she also goes back to the Professor X's the mansion, and she does karaoke there too. So it's like,
Xavier's
yeah.
School for Gifted Youngsters.
It depends. Is he alive or dead? Because when he dies, I think they change the name. Because he does die quite a few times in the comics.
I don't know. He always dies.
He does. So like, I don't know how I feel too. Like, he has the love interest, and it would be nice to see where that could go. If she pops in, maybe they show him and the girl having issues, and then
No.
she comes in. That's a possibility, but
I don't want that. Like they literally spent the whole first movie like falling back in love.
Yeah,
So
That's
I
why
don't,
I
I don't want them to
don't
just
want
break
that.
them up in Black Panther 2. Like let them have a relationship.
I don't know. Like, I guess my other thing is I just don't know who she could play in these films. Like, who else is available that
Yeah, I mean she
could
could.
fit?
I'm sure there's other Black Panther characters that she, or she could be a new creation. Like it doesn't always
That's
have
true.
to be somebody that's existed in comics before. They could just create a new character.
And that's true. I mean, it'll be cool to see what she could do. Like you said, if she is Storm, I wish her the best of luck. It'd
Yeah.
be cool to see
Mhm.
her come out as Storm. It would be nice just to see her come out though, and not like that love interest at all. Just, hey,
Yeah.
this is how we're gonna like how we said the other week. Slowly start bringing in
Well,
X-Men.
And I think part of if you cast Beyonce as Storm
Mm-hmm.
in Black Panther 2, whether you put it in the movie or not,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to now be the speculation moving forward is when are they going to get together?
Exactly.
And so I just like that's not I think the only way you can avoid that is to not have Storm be a contemporary of Black Panther. So he's
Yeah.
like in his mid 30s.
Something
So
like that.
if you make Storm a teenager, then we're not going to have to worry about it.
Yeah, she's
You
too
know?
young. Yeah,
And
that makes
it's
sense.
just like, okay, she's a teenager. We're not going down that storyline. Black Panther and Storm are not going to get together.
yeah.
But as soon as you make her like 30s age, people are just going to be waiting.
Right.
When is his relationship with, Lupita Nyong'o's character, and I can't remember the name of the character,
Yeah.
Nakia. When are T'Challa and Nakia going to be on the rocks, and then
Yeah.
he'll find solace in the arms of Storm? And I don't want that.
But see, it would be
Don't
nice-
give me that story.
It would be nice if they at least bring her out, but then try to remove her quickly enough. Like, okay, we bring her out, and then maybe show, hey, the X-Men's calling me, and she has to leave, like, so she can't be there. Because in the X-Men, she leaves the X-Men. That's why she ends up going over there and marrying T'Challa. But maybe if we can keep her away from it, but then you always have those connections now. Now we all know X-Men exist, and now we know she's been sent back for whatever reason. And now we have a chance for a movie to come out with the X-Men, or
Sure.
we could slowly, like you said before, slowly start bringing out. Oh, well, here's Hank, and here or Beast. I'm sorry, yeah, Hank. Here's Beast. Here's Angel. Here's slowly
Yeah,
bringing everybody out.
We gotta change up. We can't just keep doing these same characters though.
I mean, it's something I said before. We can't keep doing
Yeah.
Magneto as the villain.
But please give me an actual Cyclops. Can we have like actual comic accurate Cyclops who's like a leader and who like is not just
So-
like jealous all the time of Wolverine and like
Switching like that, we're already switching to something else, and our soapbox is here. My thing with Cyclops, I've hated him up until the last 10 to 15 years because I thought he was such a weak leader until then. And when he created X-Force was the first time I felt he was a real leader because
Deadpool created X-Force.
no, Cyclops did.
I'm just messing.
No, that was like, don't screw. Oh, haha. I forgot about the movie. No, so in the comics, he creates them. X-Force. And
I
when
love that scene.
It was
That's,
funny,
that's
that
my
favorite.
favorite scene in that movie in Deadpool 2. X-Force, baby!
it was so dumb. But like in the comics, he creates X-Force to basically be trained assassins.
Right.
And it's one
Yeah.
of those, he knows that, hey, for the public view, this is the team we need to have. Like, go team, go.
Right.
But then behind the scenes, I need for you to go mark this guy. Like, just go freaking kill him.
Yeah.
I need him dead. And that's when I feel like that's a true leader. When you know, sometimes you have to just get your hands dirty and bloody. And sometimes you have to just make the public think, oh, yeah, everything's fine and dandy. When really there's this huge assassin group now about to go murk everybody. When you have X-23,
Yeah.
Wolverine, what's his name? The native guy that uses sword or knives. I can't think of his name now.
Oh,
Because he dies all the time too. I can't think of his name.
yeah, I can't remember.
But I can't remember. But like it's all the bladed like mutants that have
Yeah,
blades and like assassin abilities, and it's like okay, go murk this guy, and they're just dead.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting because it'd be cool to see again what Storm is gonna play in it if she does come out.
Yep.
And maybe she'll be a spy more than anything. You never know.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Could.
It'd be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah.
So moving on from that though, and get off our soapboxes. Bill
Yeah.
and Ted came out. The new trailer.
Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Face the music.
And I did watch the trailer. I assume
did
you did
too.
too. So,
Yes.
so why don't you you
But it
lead
was-
this one off?
It was so corny. So I watched it. I
Mm-hmm.
think the day it came out. I haven't watched it again. But it was basically it's 25 years later. I believe
Something
they
like
said.
that. Yeah.
And Bill and Ted have not saved the world, which
Right.
was the end of the second film, I believe. Right? Was they were supposed to save the world?
So this is where I'm at with this. Is like I have seen both Bill and Ted movies,
Yeah.
but it was when I was a kid.
Same.
Like I don't really remember anything from them. And like I want to go back and watch them, and I watched this trailer, and it had some laughs for sure. And
Yeah.
you know, I like the concept of, you know, they're supposed to write a song that's going to unite the world, right?
Yeah.
And save the world.
They're gonna save the world.
That's the whole premise. And so, you know, now it's 25 years later. They're in their 40s or 50s, or whatever
yeah,
it
I
is,
think.
and they haven't written the song yet.
Nope.
And you know, I think it's Alex is the actor. Alex Winters, I think, is the actor. And I don't remember if he plays Bill or Ted. I don't know which one. Because I don't know which one Keanu is.
Keanu's Ted, I believe.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Again, I haven't seen the movie
Yeah.
since I was a kid.
So don't hate us.
But he's like, you know, let's just go to the future where we've already written it and we can steal it from. And I'm like, I love it. I love like that's such it's so dumb, but it's exactly what Bill and Ted would do.
Exactly. I mean, I love the trailer. Like you said, had some laughs.
Yeah.
And, they're still Bill and Ted. They're still acting like same way they did, 30 years ago at this point when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Excellent, man. And so I'm excited to see it. They comment that they did do this big concert at the end of the second film and playing for thousands and millions of people. And now you play for 40 people a night at this little like
Right.
bar or something they
Yeah.
said. And it's so funny. It's just like seeing both of them back up in the big screen together. It's just like, man, like this is a nostalgia movie. Let's face it.
And it's
first of all.
also like, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody.
No.
But you can tell which one of them has continued to be a movie star and which one has aged like a normal person. Right?
That is true.
Because you look at
That
the
is
two of
true.
them, they're like the same age, and Keanu looks at least 15 years younger.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm not trying to throw shade at Alex
No.
Winters.
But
Like,
yeah.
you have aged like a normal person,
Yeah.
like the rest of us.
Like how we all will normally look at your age.
Right.
That's what I expect to look
And,
like.
Keanu is a movie star who's, whatever. I don't know if he's gotten plastic surgery or if it's just that,
And they don't
lifestyle,
shoot,
whatever. But
They get black magic when they become actors, and
I
they
mean,
don't age.
Keanu and, was it Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd doesn't
So
age
Sean
either.
Connery went from like heartthrob to old man like that.
He did.
And then he just stayed old man.
But like a fine wine old man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Like he looks the same today as he did 25 years ago.
Exactly.
Like 25 years ago, he looked like an old man.
That is true.
So-
Is he 60 or 80? You'll never know.
well, he's. I think one of my favorite things is in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's playing Indiana Jones' father, Harrison Ford's father.
Yeah.
He's like 7 years older than him.
Oh my!
But he-
Really?
Yeah, but he looks so much older.
Holy crap! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're like very close in age.
But he never aged from that moment forward again.
Exactly.
That
He
was like
just
40
looks
years
that
ago.
age. Yeah, that movie came out in 1989, I think. So
Shoot, it's
yeah,
like
it was
30 something years ago. And he hasn't
30 years
aged.
ago. Yeah, he looks the same.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a black magic when you become an actor.
Hey.
You get that ability not to age.
I guess so.
So, I mean,
You
it's
should become an actor.
right. We're gonna become actors now. Thanks, guys. We appreciate your donations to make us become actors.
Cool.
But
It's
yeah,
just
like
my bank account is where you can make those donations.
oh, just his apparently.
Well, if you paid me any money for my contract, maybe I
your
wouldn't
contract says you get $0, and
I
you already
know.
made me get $- from my contract. You
Right.
fired and hired me again.
That's right.
So, I don't know, guys. I think Bill, it's gonna be a cute nostalgia movie. Is what I'm gonna put it in because
We'll see.
I don't think it's gonna be anything better than nostalgia.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch the first
Same.
two, and I'm gonna watch this one too because it looks fun,
Yeah.
and we'll see. Maybe it'll be just as fun as Bill and Ted's Incredible Journey or Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure or whatever those titles are. I don't remember.
I think it's Bill and Ted Save the World is the second one. And
No.
I think it's not. I thought
No.
it was the second one was called that.
No, one of them's something Journey and one of them's Bogus something.
Oh, okay.
That's all I know.
I thought it
This
was
one
Save the
is
World.
Face the Music.
Yeah, this one's Face the Music. Shows you that we're too young to know those right now. We'll watch them later.
It's
though.
not. No, I remember those movies when they came out. They just weren't like go-tos for me. Like, so I saw them both.
Yeah.
I've seen both movies, but I don't remember them that much.
I don't remember when I saw them, but I know I have.
Where's Frank when we need him?
I know, right? He left. So, the last bit of news that I have.
This is not news.
It is news. It's more about the Snyder Cut. Like
Ugh.
as every week goes by, we get
Ugh.
more and more about the Snyder Cut,
Yeah, why?
and he hates it because it's
Go ahead, say the news.
so. Apparently, so for those of you who don't know, the Flash was in Justice League. So if you never got to see it, he's in it. And now with the Snyder
Running really awkwardly.
Cut, he does run awkwardly. So
The
the Flashpoint.
Nobody runs like that.
It's gonna Snyder's Cut's gonna kind of bring the backstory of Flashpoint into all of this. Now, if you don't know what Flashpoint is, essentially, Flash. Long story short, lost his mom, and it's just him and his dad.
Right.
And so Flash,
Who's in prison?
Who's in prison? Yeah. And Flash
For
wants
killing
to-
his mom, right?
in the show, yeah, for killing his
Okay.
mom.
Yeah.
I think in the comics he doesn't go to prison. I don't know that
Oh,
part.
okay. All right.
But essentially, his mom dies, and he wants his mom back. So, like anyone who realizes,
Martha! Is her name Martha?
Dang it, it is. So now we got 3 Marthas.
I'm sorry.
Terrible.
I'm sorry, everyone.
So, essentially, just like anyone who can travel through time, he wants to go back in time to save his mother. In Flashpoint,
in
he-
time.
I should have put that on the soundboard now. So he goes back in time,
Yeah.
saves his mother from dying,
And of course ruins the world while he's at it.
and essentially does ruin the world while he does that. That is
Right.
correct. And of all people to help fix it, Zoom helps fix it. Essentially because he explains to Barry that, you drop something in the water, like a
pebble.
pebble in the water, you get a ripple,
Yeah.
and it's a ripple effect in the water. Well, now this is a ripple through time.
Right.
So you move one little object and it shifts everything tremendously.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
most time travel movies have some sort of like, I'm going to save this person, and then you have that epiphany that by changing time, you've, messed up all these other things.
Yes.
And so a lot of time travel, movies or stories will kind of climax with the hero having to go back and let things happen the way that they
Exactly.
did, and they have to grow to that moment to understand that things happen for a reason
Yep.
and all those things. And so,
So-
yes, that's kind of Flashpoint.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in this one, it affected Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Everybody. Bruce dies, essentially, instead of...
Yeah, is this the one? That's the one where like Thomas then becomes Batman
Yes.
and Martha
Martha
becomes the Joker.
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Which is kind of like, I wonder if they were setting that up in, what is it, BVS, Batman v Superman, where
Exactly.
they kind of, they had 2 major actors for the death scene.
Yeah.
um,
And they didn't... Yeah.
And then they didn't do
So-
anything with it. That
and
was
that's-
Snyder. So yeah,
Who
maybe
knows? Maybe that's
we'll
what it
get
was
that
leading
scene.
to. I mean, and that's possible. So the Snyder Cut's going to talk about Flashpoint more. Explain why Bruce also had guns all over his Batmobile, because Thomas Wayne, when he is Batman, does use guns and does
Yeah.
kill.
Right.
Unlike Bruce, who never kills.
And in BVS we get that scene of the Flash kind of coming through time to warn Bruce, and he's like, Lois is the key or whatever he says, and they sort of pay that off in Justice League
Kind of,
when
yeah.
they're like, when Superman wakes up and he's like fighting everybody, and they're like, look, it's Lois, and he's like, oh, I guess I won't be evil.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be evil anymore.
Justice League is-
Okay,
ugh.
not evil. I'm going to go kill Doomsday.
No, that's Doomsday's in BVS.
Oh, yeah, he's
The
the
one-
wrong one.
that's
Backwards. Yeah.
Justice League. He's got to go fight Steppenwolf.
Oh, I'm going to go fight Steppenwolf, who no one really knew who he was and was a terrible choice. But anyway.
It's a band from the 80s, right?
Right?
Steppenwolf.
Think so. But so we're going to kind of see what maybe Snyder was talking about with Flashpoint. And it is supposed to be in the Snyder Cut that we're getting for HBO Max.
Well, and for years, like, there was supposed to be this Flash solo movie that was going to be Flashpoint. And so now it seems like they've just decided, no, we're not doing that, and just shove everything in the Snyder Cut.
Exactly. It's like we're just going to get away with making anything by saying it was in the Snyder Cut. Yay, Snyder Cut.
It's just,
I'm
I'm so done.
kinda
I'll watch it because I'll watch it, but ugh.
It's going to be one of those.
Why?
Yeah. I'm interested in what they're going to do. And again, I'm kind of wondering, is this part of why it's costing, what was like 10 million or something to get this? It was like a ridiculous amount.
No, it was
to
like
get this,
30
wasn't it?
million.
Yeah, so it's still a ridiculous amount. So it's kind of like, why did they spend so much? So maybe they spent more to finish some of these scenes out, or actually like edit and produce them, because they probably were recorded. Let's face it, they more than likely were recorded until Joss Whedon came in and had to do those retakes and everything.
Well, they've said that there were like some of the scenes were, but a lot of them aren't.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to get the actors back, if they're just going to try and do it with stand-ins. Maybe they'll just do it in costumes, and so they don't necessarily need, Ben Affleck and Ezra Miller and
Maybe
Gal Gadot, and although she doesn't really wear a mask, so I don't know that you can get away with that one.
butt shots.
Well, that is a Zack Snyder thing.
Exactly. You're just gonna show her for the butt down. That's
Yep.
it. It must be Wonder Woman. That's her butt, isn't it? So, I don't know. Like it's. I'm getting tired of like, there's nothing canon anymore. Like with DCU,
Not
and
in
we said this
DC,
off camera. Like they're talking about how Henry Cavill might come back as Superman still.
Right. Yep.
So, he was officially he was never released from being Superman. It was just people thought it because of comments he made or something. And now,
well, and didn't they actually now officially insert him into the end of Shazam? Because at the end of Shazam, they just showed like a neck down shot where you didn't actually see the face as a cameo of Superman. And so now I think what I heard is that they're actually going to put Cavill in.
Okay.
To the end of that movie and make that canon that is the same Superman.
Okay, that makes sense because they said they shot it that way because they weren't sure if Cavill was coming back.
Right.
So they were like, if he's not cool, we didn't show his face of whoever it's going to be because that wasn't him. That was some random guy they put in that suit. They said.
Rando.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but that was your news for Geek World today.
Geek World today.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed all of that. And I hope you had fun learning stuff. Check out, like I said, all the links below for our other stuff.
But we want to know, get us some questions. Ask us anything and everything in the geek world. Ask us in the comments below, on the main video, on the segment video, in Facebook, anywhere. Ask us questions so that we can answer them for you guys. We want to continue to have fun with you guys and dialogue and talk about all sorts of things that are geeky.
Correct, guys. And don't forget to watch our Monday video, which is the MCU Thor Ragnarok. Came out this past Monday. So go check that one, our MCU retrospective review.
And
next week is So you guys enjoy those. And again, check out the segments like Robert said. If you see the segmented video of the Q&A, definitely leave a comment there, leave a comment here, or go to youtube.com/official. Leave a comment on any of our videos there so we can pull the question for you. But I think on that note, guys, we're wrapping this up. So again, I'm Aaron, this is Robert, Frank behind the camera, and Kristen also has been helping us out. So give her a big shout out. Thank you, Kristen, for helping us out and giving us those questions. And of course, if you need us to take your money and everything